Hi there. 1 hour ago, BBC News website updated to post an interview with Emilia Clarke, in which she confirmed that the Jon Snow sequel project is real. Reading it off here in the middle of a longer interview. Asked about House of the Dragon, she says it'll be interesting. Asked about, the Hollywood Reporter just broke that there is a Jon Snow sequel spin-off in development with Kit Harington attached. Quote, Kit has told me about it, and I know it exists. It's happening. Then, perhaps realizing she may have said more than she should have, she added to the interviewer, Emilia, quote, it's been created by Kit, as far as I can understand. So he's in it from the ground up. So what you will be watching, hopefully, if it happens, is certified by Kit Harington. But she goes on to say, no, I'm not going to appear in any future things. I'm done. Want to keep this video short so more people see it because it's breaking news and we'll know more tomorrow. I don't want this to be just announcement, Emilia Clarke confirms it, but the specific details she said are interesting. This isn't a cash grab by the new owners of HBO that Discovery bought out Warner. This was apparently an idea by Kit Harington that he came to them. That changes everything. And of course, there's all the ifs. If is the middle word in life. The big ifs. Because you should realize by now, we get lied to all the time. I mean, you look at, Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man saying, I'm not coming back, and then he was back. No one's going to trust that Emilia Clarke isn't coming back for this, even if she says it verbatim. Even if she joins the army and is going to be in the service while they're filming this, as the schedules work out, people will want to believe that she's in it. So I have no idea, but publicly at least she says, I'm not attached to this. And the bigger thing is the claim that it was Kit's idea. I caution you, that might be what they want us to think, so we'll find it more palatable. Then if they were making a cash grab, the best way to disguise that is to force cast members to force Kit to say it was my idea, when it really wasn't. But think of the implications of that if it's true. That Kit Harington himself is breaking ranks with Benioff and Weiss publicly. That he does not think that Season 8 was the best, great, and proper send-off for a character he played for a decade. But, maybe it's cynically him trying to revitalize his career. Maybe it's also, and I believe, I played this character for a decade and you ruined it. As a matter of personal pride, I want to, some people going, oh, he's at a bit of a lull in his career. He's Kit Harington, he's doing fine, he's in other projects. Not enough that he'd be desperate enough to need this to resuscitate it. You try more things. I think this is, you've seen them. That we never blamed the actors. They cared so much about these roles for so long. That it is, if this is true, if this isn't, Stockholm Syndrome, they're forcing Emilia to say, or that they forced Kit to tell her something. This looks like Kit is breaking ranks and admitting that was not a good ending for my character. Key takeaway is, it doesn't look like this is Season 9 of Game of Thrones. I had an hour-long video where I was on camera, because I wanted to emphasize this. Go back and watch that, I'll link it at the end, in which I said, at length, what David Lightbringer's channel said, that this won't be Season 9, and I kept criticizing that everyone who talks about this doesn't want a small-scale character piece about Jon Snow. They keep going, and we'll bring in Arya, of course, and we'll bring in Emilia Clarke, and it will probably resuscitate Dany, and we might as well, and they list off all the other characters. you aren't describing a Jon Snow show. You're describing season 9. It's not going to be season 9. I don't know if this is going to be a full TV series or a limited series. It's not looking like it's an ongoing full sequel. The thing I hope from this statement that it's Kit's idea is, what if this truly is, as I said before, a smaller scale, one-shot TV movie, El Camino kind of thing, like the El Camino TV movie epilogue for Jesse Pinkman's character on Breaking Bad. That you just, hypothetical here, what if what Kit is saying is that he wants like a 2-hour thing or a limited run 3-hour, 4-hour TV series, in air quotes, as a better epilogue for Jon Snow. And I say epilogue, not ongoing adventures that are open-ended and, hooray, we'll put in more memes of, let's have our good boy Ghost back. And just, I heard Joanna Robinson talking about this on the Ringer podcast the other day. It was insulting how vapid she is and not taking this seriously, and just, you are not journalists of merit. You are social media influencers trying to come up with the most entertaining theories, rather than what could actually be happening. That it's starting to look like Kit Harington wants his El Camino. He wants a better epilogue for his character, so it won't be season 9. It won't be some large-scale, let's bring back the White Walkers and just have a redo of everything. I'm mentally picturing this sounds like it'll be Jon Snow in the wilderness reflecting on his life as just a better send-off for the character. And I don't think it will change anything, because that's impossible. Let me emphasize this. It is impossible to change anything, but at the very least, I think Kit wanted another hour playing the character as he would have written it and respected it on the dialogue level, and not, as the memes say, walking around endlessly saying, I don't want it, and you're McQueen, or not speaking at all for 20 minutes and just making the silent soap opera brooding face, which, as the showrunners themselves said, we are here to show off these performances and these faces. Why, with these actors, we don't even need to write dialogue, and you're pandering their facial emoting for Emmy Awards, and you are not professional screenwriters. That isn't how it works. These are frauds who fake their way into running a TV show, and were literally fanboys in awe that professional actors can emote on cue. So, admittedly, an El Camino-style 2-hour TV movie thing of Kit Harington as Jon Snow could not structurally undo everything that happened in seasons 5 through 8, the entire second half of it. It makes no sense. But if it's a sort of Jon in the wilderness reflecting on things, if Kit gets to write dialogue, real dialogue, and not the bizarre caricature that he was reduced to the point it's a meme. What did everyone say when they heard of this? I don't want it. Memeing that his dialogue became terrible. What if we get a 2-hour movie of Kit at least getting to talk the way real Jon Snow would? There was a time when he played real Jon Snow in seasons 1 through 4. As I said in my original video, I don't know what format this is in. I said I was very angry that Hibbard would leak something on this scale without further proof, and I called him a liar. I still think he's a liar independently of this. I've said I want him declared a pariah and not allowed to report on Game of Thrones in any venue anymore, or to chair their San Diego Comic-Con panels because of his prior performance, that he was Benioff's mouthpiece for a decade, because of specifically how he ran the Season 8 Comic-Con panel, skipping the fan Q&A. It was very insulting, very unprofessional. It was quite the controversy at the time. For his bizarre so-called book, Fire Cannot Kill a Dragon, where it's a hagiography praising Benioff, while trying to put a positive spin on their incompetence caused so many stunt accidents. Before this leak, if you followed my channel, I have been hating on him. We all hate him. He is a deeply corrupt person, and Hollywood Reporter should kick him out. But I'll settle for He is so controversial about how he acted at the San Diego Comic-Con Season 8 panel, he should not be allowed to run another one. I will play the race card. Why is this one man allowed to do this and not someone who, of a person of color, or gasp, a woman? Why did this one guy get to be the point man, the mouthpiece for a decade? I'd even be happy if Joanna Robinson herself ran the San Diego Comic-Con panel. She would be a step up from this guy. But I admit, as I said in my last video, if in some level Kit Harington was actually involved in talks for this, I'll retract that. Okay, he didn't lie about this. Everything else, he's already a despicable human being to me. But yes, I admit I was wrong. It turns out this was a real... Now, everyone's jumping to, it's going to be Season 9. It's not Season 9. It's Kit Harington wanted his El Camino to send off the character he loved that got ruined. And I still hold true to the belief that Hibbard twisted this to his own ends. He turned it into hype bait. That he acted like, oh, it might as well be functionally Season 9, that, well, this might open up the door for Arya projects, or Brienne of Tarth projects, he said. Why he said Brienne and not Tyrion, I have no idea. Maybe she was unavailable, but I don't think this would open up an Arya thing, except on the broadest of... I don't think they're discussing that. I think it's, if this succeeds, who knows if Maisie would even be willing to come back. But they're not actively planning, and then we'll do an Arya one. It's Kit Harington came to the new owners and said, they screwed up my character, I would like a better send-off. Hibbard spun this into they're making a whole bunch of sequels. They're not. Or at least not now. You expect him to twist a little. That was within the margins of I expect him to be a sleazebag and trying to prey on the hopes of people that maybe we'll get an Arya thing. But I said my benchmark is Kit involved? He is, and it doesn't matter to me if it's a series or a TV movie or even voiceover work for an animated project or a video game. If Kit Harington is actively involved in this, yes, it is a real leak. That was broadly true. The question it's impossible to answer now is was this truly Kit Harington's idea? Or are they just dressing up that they pressured him into doing this? Because that's what they'd be telling us even if they did. Well, it was Kit's idea. Good news is that with Emilia Clarke openly saying this to BBC News, I mean, the floodgates are open now, that on a daily basis, the avalanche has started, that everyone will start coming forward and saying, well, Emilia talked about it, we might as well talk about it too. I am going to update Game of Thrones Wiki now that this is a project, because Emilia said it was. I trust her, I don't trust Hibbard. The big question before us isn't just, hooray, it's Season 9, it's not Season 9. It's, is this they pressured Kit into doing this, or is it that Kit wanted his El Camino, which is Kit admitting, remember what Benioff and Weiss said, Season 8, we don't worry about it being bad, we just hope it's a Breaking Bad situation where people are debating whether Season 8 is an A or an A+. And everyone's saying, well, they were always this bad, it's just they used to be hiding behind the cast or directors who were able to talk them down from doing something really stupid. Like, the scripted version of the Battle of the Bastards in Season 6 was unintelligible. The reason it's good is because Sapochnik rewrote it. They just wanted it to be a melee fight for 20 minutes. It was silly. And by Season 8, they had fired everyone who could tell them no. Not unlike Putin, going into Ukraine and like his men had rations that expired 5 years ago. It's, you surround, like Cersei in Book 4 of Game of Thrones, by Feast for Crows, that if you're a petty tyrant who surrounds yourself with cronies, they're not going to tell you the truth anymore, and they won't be the brakes on you doing something really stupid. That Benioff and Weiss were always like that. It's, by Season 8, they had total control, which meant no one could save them from themselves anymore. That urge was always there, they were always doing it, it was a continued pattern of just show off the actors. Since, I don't know, the Season 5 Sansa rape, it should have been painfully obvious that they're not even trying to make a coherent television series. But just imagine if, this is the question, what if this truly is Kit Harington breaking ranks with them? That for men who said, we're going to debate whether this is the next Breaking Bad, if it's an A or an A+, and like I'm mentally picturing the post-Emmys Q&A where they were just rewatch the video clips of that. It is painful to watch, where they just avoid hard questions and deflect them to the cast. That Kit himself had to field questions about Daenerys' ending because Benioff would not answer and kept looking at Emilia to answer for him. What if this is our Ray Fisher moment, is what I'm saying. For Justice League, where one of the main cast members, in this case, the main cast member, this is like Henry Cavill coming out and blasting Joss Whedon all at once. What if this is the point when cast members are openly turning on Benioff and Weiss that this was not the perfect send-off to my character, this was nonsense, and I'd like at least a small-scale, character-focused TV movie, El Camino-style, to play the character on my own terms again. Just for the fans. It won't be able to fix everything. This will not retroactively fix the series. In 20 years' time, I want a remake. But I still feel bad for Kit Harington. So this, I don't know what to think. I walked into this thinking it was a lie, and then thinking it's real, but it's a cynical cash grab. What if this is, it's just as possible, what if this is the starring cast openly turning on Benioff and Weiss in the biggest possible way imaginable? I don't know. Please like and subscribe. I'll keep you updated with every scrap of information as it comes out. Obviously, this is breaking news. Please tell me in the comments, is this a cash grab, or is it as Emilia Clarke describes it? It was Kit Harington's creation. He wanted to do it. And the mere fact that he is adding another minute of footage to what should have been the perfect ending to Jon Snow at the end of Season 8, is this Kit Harington turning on Benioff and Weiss publicly? Please tell me in the comments.